We live in a strata complex of 17 townhouses. If there is an exterior light and it's turned off at midnight, and residents or visitors, if they happen to have an accident because it's not lit enough on pathways, is this covered under insurance public liability?
Yeah, so the short answer is yes, but I'll expand on that a little bit further. So you've got two things to consider. The first things is, what are the terms, conditions and exclusions of the policy, right? So the answer to that question is that there is no term, condition or exclusion around lighting in a strata policy. So there wouldn't necessarily be an exclusion that would apply to that claim. The next thing you need to consider is risk management. And this is going back to what I discussed earlier around protecting your claims history. If you think that turning the lights off is creating a hazard, then you should consider whether, from a risk management perspective, looking at the risks versus, the cost benefit, whether it's worth keeping the lights on. So if you have a claim and that's been brought to the committee's attention, that increases your negligence at the time of a claim if someone is injured. So you can't just look at it from, is it covered, but you also need to look at it, what are the implications if we don't address this risk issue, and often it can mean a higher cost of a claim, and also subsequently, a more adverse claims history.
Mm-hmm. And do they take into account the residents in the building? So if you had a building that was the majority of elderly residents that might be more inclined to trip, is that taken into account at all? Or?
So look, when it comes to a legal claim, obviously lawyers will put their arguments forward as to why, how much someone owes and what was did you breach your duty of care and so on. And all of those things are factored into a claim and settlements and how solicitors run their arguments if they are, suing the body corporate. So definitely, it's all, every building is individual in its own nature, and you should consider the, what's appropriate for your specific building.